What's up, people? Long Run Project Podcast. This is Rich Airy, RunnerWide.com. I'm here with my partner in crime, Dr. Chris Garino. How's it going, Dr. Chris? How you living today?
Hey, good, Rich. How are you, man?
Pretty good. I'm, as always, here in the summertime, sweating it out, but making the proper adjustments to either get up super early and get in before it gets hot, or get to a treadmill where it's a little bit cooler. But all in all, life is good. Ankle, I know we talked last week about it briefly. I only had to take one day off last week and then got back into training. So
nice.
Yeah, so far so good this week. How you doing? I know you got a MRI today. How you feeling about that?
Feeling all right. It is what it is. So I'll have some answers next week. So that'll be good.
Cool. Well, I hope all that goes well for you and you get good news and you can, if anything, get back to surfing as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we'll do something fun. So yeah, it's been a long road back, but so far, it's all we can do. I'm getting in the water, getting out hiking a little bit here and there, just doing what I can to stay sane. That's the name of the game there.
Yeah, I see you've been posting some pretty cool photos. You get putting the new camera to good use, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm out there pretty much. Man, I try to get out there at least 2-3 times a week, and then just doing stuff. Yeah, it's really fun. I'm really, one of the reasons why I was getting it too was to strap it on my back and go run and take some epic, mountain pictures when I'm out in the trails and stuff. So, got a trip coming up in about 2 months out to Vancouver and Whistler. So,
oh, nice.
I'll put a little picture blog up or something, and then I get to report back on that. I've never been out there, so should be fun. Should be fun to explore. Either way, I'm going. Claire and I will always go explore something, even if it's just hiking. But yeah. But hopefully by then I'll be cruising on the trails.
Right on. It's sweet up there. I've only been up there in the wintertime, but Vancouver's a very unique city. Taking the shuttle from the airport into the city, I just have this vision of, they call it the city of glass, and you'll see when you get there why they call it that. It's just has a different look to it than any other city I've ever been to. Everything just seems really bright, and it's pretty cool. So it'll be a good time for you. Nice,
man. Yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah, it's try to get out of this little Southern California heat wave. I know we usually get in September time frame, so maybe we'll dodge the 100 degree days. So
yeah.
But Dexter's going to have to deal with them.
Oh, no.
It's all right. He's got a pool at his other house, so he'll go hang out at the pool.
Does he likes the pool?
He just likes sitting and laying on the first step of the pool. He won't swim. He'll just sit there, lay down, dip in, come out, lay in the sun, kind of go back and forth all day. Nice. He's like a typical Italian from New Jersey.
He just chills.
Yeah.
You got to teach him how to fist pump, and then he'll be ready to go for the Jersey Shore.
Yep.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, man.
Well, I figured after last week and over the weekend, I think probably best would be go do a little recap of our take from the Olympic trials.
Mm-hmm.
I know we spoke briefly about the 10K last week, and the fact that there were some non-U.S. born Americans, citizens on the team, and it looks like I did a little research. Looks like there are a total of 8 Olympic team members from Team USA that were not born in the United States, and when stuff like that happens, it always stirs up a little commotion with the good folks of Let'sRun.com on their forums. So it was pretty interesting to see that, and especially with the 5K, which was completely swept by I think it was 2 Kenyans, and I think Hassan Mead it might be Somalian. I don't know. I'd have to fact check that, but 3 guys in the 5K that crushed it, and Bernard Lagat, timeless 5th Olympic team.
Dude, ageless wonder, man. Him and Meb, man, own that ageless human kind of, and I guess him, Meb, and Tom Brady.
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy. I can remember because they're right around. Meb's not Meb. I think Meb's 40 or 41, but Bernard's 41, and I can remember. Meb was running for UCLA, and Bernard was running for Washington State back when I was in college, and just watching those guys kick butt back then, and just to see that they're still at such a high elite level is it's really impressive, and even more importantly, gives me hope that if they're still doing it, I can still do it too. So
definitely, they are both 41, and Hassan Mead is Somalian. So yeah, you're good. You're good to go. American Somalian. I think that's what they label it as. But yeah. Interesting, just all around, just super interesting. I know it's strange how people can naysay, people can support it. You can go either way. I mean, whatever your view is, that's your view. It's cool, but either way, they're Americans. I mean, so it's kind of cool. We got the the best people at their distances representing our country. So let's root for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the cool thing with a bunch of those guys is a lot of those guys are on that that U.S. Army. Team. So it's like for anyone that's butthurt about, they pull the old, they're taking American jobs, Donald Trump type of mentality. These dudes are, they've joined the military and have put in their time and are, committed to, being Americans, and guys like Bernard and Meb, they've been here for, they've been Americans, or living in America longer than some of those guys that they were racing against have been alive.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I mean, I think Meb moved here when he was like 8 or something like that. So it's like he's been in San Diego for whatever that is, 33 years. That's as old as I am, and it's so it's like I'm sure he doesn't say like, hey, every time people ask me, he says he's American because that's what it's what he knows. He had a pretty crazy upbringing. I've read his book. It's a pretty good book, and he describes some of the stuff he went through as a kid, and it seemed like he kind of moved around, kind of all over to get away from the wars and the civil wars and stuff going on in his country, anyways. So it's like he really never really had a home for the first 8 or so years of his life, and then once he came here, this was like the solid structure kind of living environment that he knows and he's grown to love and he's grateful and thankful for, every day, he's super happy and grateful for all that stuff. So, but yeah, those guys in the 5K, man, they made Galen's choice easy to what he's going to do for the Olympics. That's for sure.
Yeah, and he looked like, he definitely took it, I guess with 800 to go or maybe a little bit outside of that, he put in a big push and he had opened up a pretty good gap, and man, those guys rolled him over that last 300 meters.
Oh man, they ate him up, man. I was like just watching it and I'm like, oh my, he's going backwards. He is just going backward. That was insane. The way they closed was like, to see his 10K performance and then to see that was like you weren't expecting that,
No, and I think a part of it, he's said, because he had, he got beaten a 5K by a college kid earlier in the spring, and I think what him and Alberto were saying was just that he just doesn't have the snap, coming from the marathon training and stuff like that, and I think probably the marathon would be his best bet to get another medal, but it's like we said last week, it's such a long race that there's so many different X factors that can come about in a 26-mile race that and that's the thing too with like the Olympics or the World Championship races, like is always one or two people that come out of the woodwork coming from nowhere to medal, so it's always a crapshoot, but. You were there, you saw him running, the way he ran at the trials, he just, to be able to come out and do that, in your first effort is, it's pretty amazing. And I would imagine he's probably got some other tricks up his sleeve, and knowing that he runs well in the heat, I'd like to see what he could put together in the marathon, but who knows? It's only we're just gonna have to wait and see. That's why we run the races.
That's true. Yeah. It should be really interesting. I think our marathon team we're bringing this year is super strong. Just with Meb having so much experience, and Galen, just like how impressive he is in the heat. Because it was so hot at the trials, and he just it was like it didn't even bother him. And it's good. Just goes to show too. It was interesting you said he doesn't have that pop. That to run a quick 5K. Fast in anyone else's standards, but compared to the rest of the world, he just doesn't have it. And it just shows you kind of the strength versus speed that you need for a marathon and even a 10K versus a 5K, and how much physiologically it takes your body to change. Because if you think about 4 years ago, he was competing at the 5 and 10K level in the Olympics, and now he's 10K marathon level, and his body's gone into the muscle fibers are slightly changing a bit because you need more strength. You need to have more endurance type muscle fibers versus those fast twitch fibers. And it's just the way that your body has to develop. And muscles, there's 3 types, and they do what they do. That you can't have you can't have all in all. You can't make them do everything. So. Right. It's just kind of cool, nerdy way to think about it. I was just thinking about it as you're talking, so just kind of nerding out. But yeah, it was that was interesting. I was rooting for I was rooting for Brenda Martinez to qualify. She was great in the week leading up to the 1500. With all the stuff she was saying, and so that was great seeing her. Did you see the end of that race? Did you watch that?
No, I didn't catch the end of that one.
Okay. I'll break it down. So she got third by by hundredths of a second. I don't even know what it was, but she basically she dove for third place. It was the end of it was just her and the 4th place girl, who I can't remember her name right now. They were just neck and neck, and she was just and the girl was close. If it was 2 more meters, she would not have qualified. It was and then she just barely squeaked it out, and it was pretty exciting. All of you guys listening, if you didn't see it, just check it out. It's basically about 4.5 minutes of your day. So go check that out on YouTube. I actually just watched it this morning, so it's not like I saw it live. Cool. But yeah, because my wife's a big fan of the 15 and all those ladies. She follows them all, so that was cool seeing. I was stoked to see her qualify. I'm pretty sure she's Californian, so
yeah. I think she went to. I want to say she went to UC Riverside.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then I had heard again. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But I heard she had a little tangle in the 1500 as well. Did she get tripped up at all, or?
I don't remember. I gotta admit, I wasn't watching super closely until I heard till the last 800 or last 600 or so. So I didn't see anything. But yeah, I don't remember it. It could have possibly happened. Claire said something about it, but I didn't see if it was that big of a deal. But yeah, I think our women's 15 is super strong. You gotta like Simpson and Rowberry in there, and then the men's 15 also really strong. So I think for those mid distances, I think we have some really, really good, good chance of getting some people in there medaling. It's nice to see Centro going back. He's ridiculous. So, and then I like watching Robbie Andrews run. I think he's a stud. Out of UVA, yeah.
UVA and Manalapan, New Jersey. Shore Conference represent.
No.
And he's another one like Ajay Wilson from Neptune in the women's 800 that got second. I got to watch Robbie kind of grow up through high school, and just to see when you see kids at the high school level that are just at another level or two from the rest of the people that they're competing against, and he could win any way he wanted, whether it was like, I'm going to